Hi guys, let's move on to the next question. The next question is that we do is question number 12, and let's see what's given in the question. It says construct a parallelogram where the base AB is 6.5 and the altitude corresponding to AB is 3.1. BC is 4 and the altitude corresponding to AB is 3.1. So let's quickly draw a rough diagram and see how will it look like. So if this is my rough diagram, then I have A, B, C, D, side parallel to each other and equal, side parallel to each other and equal. Perfect. So AB is 6.5 centimeter, BC is 4 centimeter, and the altitude corresponding to AB. Now, how do you make the altitude? And what does altitude mean? Altitude is the height of a figure. In this case, if you draw a perpendicular from the vertex and it falls on the other one, then that's the altitude. So you can draw the altitude from here, making a height. In this case, this is 3.1, or you could draw it from B going up to here, which is 3.1. If you want to draw it within this figure, then it'll come inside the figure. I would recommend that you extend this figure slightly and let your altitude be outside the figure so that your figure finally looks neater. So I would recommend you making a altitude outside the figure, but is it wrong to make it inside the figure? No. So let's see how will we make this diagram. So we know the basic diagram. Let's see how will we make it. So if this is 6.5, this is also 6.5. If BC is 4, then AD is also 4. So let's do a rough diagram. What can we do? So we will start with making AB because we know what is the length. So we'll start with making AB. Then we need to make the perpendicular, which is our height. So let's make a height at A so that this is outside the figure. So I will make a 90-degree angle. Why am I making a 90-degree angle? In fact, this will be a dotted line because we don't need this line. This we making an angle of 90 degree because on this line somewhere will lie this point, which is an extra point that we've created, E. So we will mark E here with a height. This is the height of 3.1. At this line we need to make another line parallel to this. So this is line EC is parallel to AB. How do we create parallel line? If this is a 90 degree, this will also make an angle of 90 degree. So we will make another 90 degree line and we will make this line. So somewhere on this line, which is, let's say we've given this name E and this is the point, somewhere here is X. Somewhere on EX will lie C and D. What is the distance between B and C? 4. So from B we will cut 4, which will give us C. Similarly, from A we will cut 4 centimeter, which will give us D. Perfect. So I think we've got how to draw it. Now let's go ahead and construct. So let me just draw a rough diagram for my reference. This is 4, this is 6.5, and the height is given as 3.1. Perfect. So let me start with constructing AB first, and my length is 6.5. Perfect. So let me construct AB of length 6.5. Yes, so this is AB of length 6.5. Let me just mark it. This is A, this is B, this is 6.5 centimeter. Now I need to make my height of 3.1. So at A, let me construct a 90-degree angle. To make a 90-degree angle, I'll have to bisect 60 and 120. Let me open it to a span of my choice. I have done this. Now let me make a semicircle to make 60 and 120. Without changing the span, I keep it at the point where it intersects A and B, and I mark my first angle, which is a 60-degree angle. So this is my 60-degree line arc. I pick up my compass, keep it at the 60-degree mark, and again make the 120-degree mark. So this is where my 120-degree mark is. I pick this up, and here I have to bisect 60 and 120. So I will increase this slightly so that the arc is slightly further away here, and somewhere in the middle I mark my arc, because somewhere here will lie the 90-degree. I pick it up, keep it at the 120-degree point, and again I mark an arc. Perfect, done. So I join A with this point. This should give me a 90-degree line, but I don't need a dotted. I need a dotted line because this is this line is not a part of the figure. This is a line outside the figure. So let me draw a dotted line, and to draw a dotted line I've got my scale. And I've got my scale, and I've got my dotted line which joins. So this is the line. On somewhere on this line will lie my height of 3.1. So now I need the height of 3.1. So now I will measure length of 3.1 and mark my height. So I keep it at 0 and measure 3.1. Yes, this is 3.1, and I lock it, and somewhere from A I measure 3.1. This 3.1 will give me the height of my parallelogram. Perfect. Now I mark this point as E, and this length is 3.1 centimeter. Perfect. At this point now I need a 90-degree line, because somewhere on this line will lie my points C and D. Right? Somewhere on this line will lie my points C and D. So now I again make a 90-degree angle here. To make a 90-degree angle, I will need to make 60 and 120. So let me first draw a semicircle, quite a big semicircle I've taken. Doesn't matter. I pick it up, keep it at this point, and mark my 60-degree line. Pick it up, keep it at the 60-degree point, and mark my 120-degree line. Perfect. Now I open the compass slightly more so that my length is, my arc is not very close. So now somewhere here will lie my 90-degree line. I pick it up, keep it at the 120 point, and mark the 90-degree line. So now I will take a scale and join E with this point, and somewhere on this line lies point C and point D. Perfect. So let's give this name X. Let's give this point name X. Now I need to find point C. The only thing I know about point C is that it lies on EX, and what else I know? I know that the distance between B and C is 4. So let me measure 4 centimeter. Perfect, I've got 4. So from B, somewhere on this line will lie C. This gives me my point C. Again, AD is equal to BC is equal to 4. So somewhere here will lie D. I've got my point C and point D. I join them using a scale. So this is my parallelogram. This length is 4 centimeter. This length is 4 centimeter. This length is 6.5 centimeter. Right? So let's look at the question. The question said I need to have one side as base as 6.5. My base is 6.5. BC is 4, and the distance between A and the height corresponding to AB is 3.1. Perfect. So now let's move on to the next question, which is question number 13. So let's look at question number 13. Question 13 says AB is equal to 4.5. So again, it's a parallelogram. Let's draw a rough diagram. This is A, B, C, D. This side and this side are equal and parallel. This side and this side are equal and parallel. Perfect. So AB is equal to 4.5 centimeter. Angle B is 120 degree. And distance between AB and DC is 3.0. Okay. So distance between AB and DC is 3.0. So this height, again, like I said, I'll make it outside my desired parallelogram. This height is 3.0. Let's give this name E. So how will I construct this? Oh, simple. We go by the same process. We draw AB, which is 4.5. Since I know that angle B is 120, so here I'll construct 120 degree angle. Somewhere on this line will lie C. Do we know the length? No, we don't know the length, so we will let this be. Let's say somewhere on PX lies C. What else do we know? That I need to make a height. So here I will construct, or rather I'll construct a 90 degree angle. So this will, somewhere on this line will be my height, which is point E. So I will mark 3 centimeter. This will be E. Again, my line CD is parallel to AB. So here I'll again construct a 90 degree line, and this will go like this. So the point where it intersects BX gives me my point C. What I need to now find is point D. So how do I find point D? Well, there are two options. Option 1, from C, D will be 4.5 centimeter away because CD is 4.5. So I will measure 4.5 and this will give me my point D, and I've got my parallelogram ABCD. Second option would have been to measure BC and from A cut D. Cut on this line, and this will give us the point D. So now let's go and construct. I will quickly draw a rough diagram on this as well. This is my height. The height is 3. This is A, B, C, D. This was 120 degree, and this is, the base is given as 4.5, and this is 3. Perfect. So we will start with constructing AB, which is of length 4.5. Perfect. So let's start with constructing AB of length 4.5. The next thing I have to do is construct a 90 degree here and construct a 120 degree here. So let's start with constructing 120 degree first. Let me mark them as well. This is A, this is B, and this is 4.5 centimeter. Perfect. So I will construct a, oh, I didn't lock it, so now I've locked it. I will make a semicircle. Too big a circle I drew. Let me try again here. So I will make a semicircle. Done. I'll pick it up without changing the span, keep it at the point where it intersected AB, and I will cut my 60-degree mark. Perfect. So this is where the 60-degree mark is. I'll pick it up, keep it at the 60-degree point, and now I'll make the 120-degree point. And I'll move my scale compass. I will join it with a scale. So somewhere on this line, let's call this point X. Somewhere on this line, this is 120 degree. Perfect. Somewhere on this line lies point C. Now let's try and find the height. So to find the height, I will have to construct a 90-degree angle at A. Again, let me just reduce this slightly. Perfect. So I will have to bisect 60 and 120. So I make a semicircle at A. Again, a very big circle I drew. In fact, this was more a circle than a semicircle. Anyway, so now let me draw a semicircle. Done. At this semicircle now, I mark 60 degree. I keep it at this point, and this is how I will mark 60 degree. Done. I pick up the compass, keep it at the 60-degree point, and now I mark the 120 degree. I open my compass slightly more, lock it, and at 60, now I draw an arc somewhere in the middle, because this is where somewhere here would lie my 90-degree angle. I pick it up and keep it at the 120-degree point, and I construct an arc again. I've got this point. Now this again has to make my life difficult. So now I have to draw a dotted line, because this line is not required in my perfect. So this line is not required in the diagram. This is outside the diagram. So now I'm making the 90-degree line. Done. I mark that this is 90 degree. Perfect. Now I need a length of, the height is 3 centimeter. So let me measure 3 and mark my height. Perfect. So let me measure 3. Let me measure 3 centimeter using the compass. Done. I pick up my compass, keep it at A, and cut an arc at 3 centimeter. Done. So this is where my point E is. I mark this as point E. Now from here I need to draw this line, which is EY, which is parallel to AB. So now I again draw a 90 degree at E. Why am I drawing a 90 degree? Because this will help me draw a parallel line. So I don't need a scale. I open it to a span of my choice. Done. And now I make a semicircle. Done. So let me draw the semicircle. Done. I pick it up, keep it at this point to draw my first 60 degree angle, and I mark my 60 degree angle. I pick it up on the 60 degree point and I mark my 120 degree. I think there is, yeah, okay. I cut this as 120 degree. This is not really looking, there's something wrong that I've done. Let me check. Is my semicircle proper? Let me redraw this, okay? Let me redraw this because visually it didn't look like a 90 degree. I'm keeping it here and I'm making my semicircle. Done. I've got my semicircle. I pick up my compass, keep it at the point where it intersected this, and I now cut my first arc. I ended up opening the, that's fine. Okay, let me make my semicircle once again. Sorry about this. Done on this side. Now let's go on the other side. I ended up making a circle, doesn't matter. I pick it up, keep it at this point, and I cut my first arc, which will give me 60-degree point. Perfect. I keep it at this point, which will give me now, if I cut my arc, it will give me 120-degree. Done. I open my compass slightly more so that I have more space, and I cut a arc somewhere in the middle because this arc will give me the 90-degree point. I pick it up, keep it on the 120-degree point, and I cut again. This will give me the 90-degree point. Perfect. Now I join this with a straight line because somewhere this is the line on which my points C and D will lie. So this is my line EY. Somewhere on this point C and D lie. So this point is point B because this is on a line which makes 120-degree and it is at a parallel height of 3. So what is remaining now is for me to figure out C. How do I figure out C? Well, the base is 4.5, so I can cut 4.5 from D. So let me measure 4.5 from D. This is 4.5, and I keep it on D and cut 4.5 somewhere here. Perfect. So I pick it up and remove my compass. This point is point, oh, my mistake. This is point C. Sorry about this. This is point C and this is point D. I take my scale and join A and D. So this is my required parallelogram. AB is 4.5. My height as per the question is 3 centimeter, and this is making an angle of 120-degree. Perfect. Let's move on, and let's move on to the next question or next type of construction, which is a rectangle. So before we move on to the rectangle, let's quickly revise certain properties of a rectangle. So this is how our rectangle would look like. All vertex angles are 90-degree. All vertex angles are 90-degree. A rectangle is a type of parallelogram, which means opposite sides are parallel and equal. So it's a kind of parallelogram, so opposite sides are parallel and equal, and all vertex angles are 90-degree. One more thing which we learned earlier, the diagonals bisect each other. So this part of the diagonal is equal to this part, and this part and this part are also equal. In fact, all four parts are equal. So the diagonals are equal and they bisect each other. Perfect. So now that we've revised properties of rectangle, let's see how we can construct this question or this rectangle. One side is 4 centimeter. So let's say this side is 4 centimeter, and I will give it a name ABCD. This angle is 90, this angle is 90. So one side is 4 centimeter and one diagonal is 5 centimeter. So how will I construct this? Well, many methods, but let's look at this. Let's first construct AB. Easy to construct. I have to make 4 centimeter. Next, I will make a 90-degree at both these points because the line will, point C and D will lie on line which is perpendicular to AB. So somewhere here is C. Anything else we know about C? Yes, it's at a distance of 5 from A. So I'll keep my compass at A and I'll mark 5 centimeter. But this line is not required, so I will put this as a dotted line, and I've got C. How do I find point D? Well, you can either measure 5 from B because both diagonals are equal, or you can measure 4 from C and mark whichever way you like, and this will give me my rectangle as required. This is 4, this is 5, and these two are 90 degrees. Perfect. So let's go ahead and construct this now that we've basically figured out how to construct. Again, a rough diagram on this. So this is 90, this is 4, A, C, B, C, and D, and this diagonal is 5. Perfect. So first I start with is make AB of length 4 units. So I start 4 units is my length. This is A, this is B, and this is 4 centimeter. Now I need two 90-degree angles here. So let me take my compass, keep it at A, open it to an extent, make a semicircle, to pick a semicircle. Yeah, let me make a semicircle. Done. Without changing span, I keep it at the point and I mark my 60-degree line. Without picking it up, I keep it at 60-degree point and I mark 120-degree angle. Perfect. Same thing I do from B, because at B also I need to make a 90-degree angle. So again I make a semicircle at B. Without changing span, I keep it here and mark my 60-degree line. Perfect. So let me try making the 60-degree line. Perfect. Then I keep it at the 60-degree arc and I try and make the 120-degree arc. Done. I increase the span slightly and I keep it at this point, which was the 120-degree point from A, and I mark my 90-degree arc somewhere here. Somewhere here will be the 90-degree arc. I pick it up and keep it at the 60-degree point without changing the span. I cut this line. Similarly, I do it from the 60-degree arcs and the 120-degree arc that I made at B. I pick it up, keep it here, and I try and cut this first arc. Done. So I've got my two 90-degree lines. Let me draw or do I need a dotted line? No, I need a straight line. Perfect. So let me just, from here, let me extend this somewhere here. This is 90-degree, and from here, extend this something like this. Perfect. I mark this as 90-degree because vertex angle in a rectangle are 90-degree. Next, I know that C is at a distance of 5 centimeter from A. So next is for me to mark an arc of 5 centimeter from A. So I keep it at 0 and I measure 5 centimeter. Perfect. I keep my compass at A. Have I measured properly? Yes. I keep it at A and I cut this 90-degree line at a point which will make an arc of 5 centimeter. So this point that I've got now is point C, and this distance is 5 centimeter. Next, from C I can measure 4 and cut D, or from B I can measure 5 and cut D somewhere here. So I've got my point D and I take a scale and I join them together. So I join C and D. Perfect. So this is the rectangle that they wanted. The only thing remaining now is for me to make the dotted line of the diagonal. Perfect. Almost there. Yeah. So let me draw this using join this using a dotted line, and here I go. Done. And this length is 4.5. This length is 5 centimeter.